it's all well and good, and if you really want to, you spend over £1,000 on a tent. But do you need to? In the majority of situations, no. Absolutely not. Okay, tonight we're going to do a wild camp, but we're going to do wild camping on a budget. So all the kits I've used tonight, including the fact that I'm doing this on a non-professional camera, is all going to be on a budget. So I've got a tent, sleeping bag, sleeping mat, a stove, and my bag, and that's about it. So we're going to find ourselves a nice little spot, and then we're going to get set up. The rain has been, it looks as though it's coming again though, but we'll see how we go. Okay, we're losing the light a bit here, so I will run through this pretty swiftly. So we've got the 65 litre Eurohike backpack, which was £14 I believe from Go Outdoors. Little light bulb that was £2.50. Then we have the tent, which is a Vango Sol 200. It's billed as a two-man tent, but if you've seen any of the other videos, yeah, I'm a decent sized lad, and I don't think we get many more in than myself. We've got the Sunma sleeping bag M400, which was a cheap £19 it was, off eBay I believe I bought it for. I'll put a picture on it if I can find one. A trail sleeping pad, which was £9.90, and a simple cook set from Amazon. It's got a little stove in there, I've got some gas in there, and a 600 millilitre pot. And altogether, that whole kit cost me about £22, including the gas. So, all in all, a very, very cheap setup for the night. I think it's about time to get the tent set up. Okay, so there she is. Spot on. Right, starting to rain a little bit, so let's get the rest of this gear inside, and I'll show you how much space there is in there. Okay, the light is awful, but just to show you the sleeping mat, that's right at the bottom there, and the head part comes right to the edge, so it is a little bit long for this tent, but it was a tenner. It took about 20 seconds to blow up by mouth, and in reality that's all really you need. And there's the sleeping bag inside now. So we got the tent, the sleeping pad, and the sleeping bag all in there. So that whole sleeping setup, shelter, comfort, and warmth, is all set up there for £40. 40, yeah, less than 40 quid. Spot on, you can't go wrong. And it's raining, so we'll get a proper test of whether I need to re-waterproof this or not. But at the moment, it's absolutely spot on. It's done me a fair few nights now. Really happy with it. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, but that camera's better, isn't it? More light let in anyway. The quality's not quite as good. But so that's where we are. That's where we're set up now. Happy days. Time to get a little bit of a drink, I think. No alcohol tonight, just water or Coke. Happy days. I would say I think Van Gogh do need to have a little look at the colours they use. Could get a little bit of a less conspicuous green, I reckon, if they tried really hard. Although here where we are tonight isn't too much of an issue, and in fairness, if we were over there with all the grass, it would be even more okay. But hey, I like her. Okay, that's me all set for the night. It's cozy. It's quite warm tonight actually. It's definitely spring. Yeah, should be absolutely more than comfortable. So, unless anything crazy happens, I'll see you in the morning. Morning. Well, that was pretty nice. It's quite a nice morning. Got some I can't see through the trees. Some breaks in the cloud over there. It is currently bang on 5 o'clock. So bang on 5 a.m. If you can hear the birds. Lovely waking up to that bird song. So yeah, it's very nice. The tent has done me absolutely perfectly. You can tell the temperature's warming up in the spring. It's significantly warmer than it was, and significantly less condensation. So that's all pretty good. It's time to get a coffee on. There we have it. All done, all packed away. Took less than 10 minutes. It took even less time to ensure there was no litter knocking about. So, even though we're camping on a budget, still no excuse to not leave any trace. And there we go. So, all sorted. Just got my stove out there, so now we're packed away. If any dog walkers come about, we're all okay. Alright, coffee on, and I'll talk you through the stove, and I'm going to talk a little bit about food while we're camping on a budget as well. So food wise, just got some golden syrup porridge for breakfast. Cheap and cheerful, 59p or something, 50p from Morrison's. But that's really all you need. All you need in the morning. I'm not a big breakfast eater anyway, but you don't need to be buying these, the big adventure foods or other branded meals that you can rehydrate. Just need something cheap and cheerful to get the energy in. And in fairness, I say the same about the evening meals as well. You can buy the adventure foods, they're convenient, that's what you're paying for, the convenience, and ready dehydrated. So last night I had a tuna pasta meal for tea. Had it at home before I left, but quite easily If I'd have got sorted a little bit earlier, could have put it into a Tupperware, taken it with me and eaten it while I was out. Doesn't take a real extra weight because you've got to carry the water for your dehydrated meal as well most of the time, unless you get into a water source, but that gets into all kinds of different things and more expense on filtering water. So that's pretty much food covered off. As I say, doesn't need to break the bank, just needs to be tasty and do what it's designed to do, give you the energy. So hopefully you can see that it's all well and good, and if you really want to, you spend over £1,000 on a tent. But do you need to? In the majority of situations, no. Absolutely not. Just to get outside, enjoy the great outdoors, get yourself away for a night or two. It's more than doable on far less than £100. You can pick up tents for, like mine, for a tenner. I've got another one that I got off eBay for 20 quid. You can pick them up cheap. You can pick them up at a very reasonable cost, and doesn't mean that they're horrendous quality either. I mean, that dealt with any rain it was chucked at it last night. And you know, you wouldn't take it out in gale force winds or heavy storms, but in reality, when you're starting out and doing it on a budget, do you really want to go out in gale force winds? Just to get outside, see the nice blue skies, some sunrise and some sunset, and just enjoy the outdoors again. And you can do that very reasonably. So hopefully that's helped somebody, and if it has, give me a shout and let me know, and I'll speak to you next week.